Hey everybody, welcome right back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Man, we getting it in early, real early. Saturday was flat out amazing, and also Friday of college football. Flat out amazing, flat out great times. Before we get into all that though, welcome back. My name's Isaiah Austin. Welcome back to the IDA Kings video production channel. Okay, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons. Okay, comment under the videos, hit the bell notification to let you know when I post and upload new videos. Okay, so to get into it, Friday was pretty interesting. Magical stuff that happened, man. Kennesaw State beating Jacksonville State. Kennesaw State got a big win. After I believe only having 2 wins, they ended up getting to 10. Flat out amazing stuff. Ended up winning by 4. Did some great things against Jack State. Jack State was competing defensively, but found a way to get a big win in that game. Okay. James Madison dominated Troy. James Madison actually pulled away a little late. Dominated and went through a stretch of dominance when it comes to defense. They end up winning 31-14. Greatness right there. Boise State ended up beating UNLV for the second time after winning earlier in the year 56-31. They end up winning 38-21. They're still alive in that college football playoff after a few things that happened obviously Saturday. And then Tulane punched their ticket into the college football playoff, beating North Texas. They were up, I believe, 34-7. And then North Texas started rallying back, coming back. Okay, but Tulane got the key stops that they needed, ended up fending off North Texas and beating them 34-21. Some great, crazy things, though, happened Saturday, because basically we're going to get into it like this right here, man. Texas Tech ended up having a big win. Blowout win again against BYU. BYU basically knocked themselves out of the playoffs. They got blown out twice, got destroyed and dominated. Miami of Ohio ended up losing by 10 points to Western Michigan. Western Michigan has a chance to get 10 wins in their bowl game after winning the MAC championship. But let me tell you something, okay? Georgia ended up dominating the game. Alabama's in big trouble. They're in big trouble. They dominate this game. They're in big trouble, okay? Because Alabama needed to at least probably win close for them to stay afloat, but now they're in real limbo now. Losing the game was already going to put them there, but they're in real limbo with Miami and Notre Dame, okay, when it comes to that situation, okay? Another game that was kind of crazy, good, hard-fought game defensively. I loved how both defenses played. Loved watching it the Saturday night. Flat-out greatness when it comes to the defense. Indiana ended up pulling out a 3-point win against Ohio State. Ohio State made a few key mistakes. One of them, Sand accidentally slipped again like he did against Michigan, went on the QB sneak. He didn't get it. And then another one, Fielding missed a close kick, yanked it he kicked it to the left. He yanked it so far left, it was nasty work. Bad, but that's why they ended up losing. But Indiana, shout out to Indiana, they're a great team. Flat out great team. They should probably be ranked number 1. Ohio State should be ranked 3rd. Probably behind Georgia, maybe not ahead of Texas Tech. But this was the biggest upset, and this is what set up everything down, okay? This is what's going to put James Madison in the playoff and Tulane in the playoff. Duke ended up beating Virginia 27-20 in overtime. Okay, that game was really great. At halftime, it was 14-7. Okay, Duke was doing some great things, holding the ball, having great time of possession, running the ball, making good throws, making key throws, okay? Virginia did come back, though, okay? It was a touchdown. I believe it was 20-13. They came back, ended up getting a key touchdown after a few penalties that Duke had to keep the drives alive. Duke ended up going into overtime, running down the ball, running down their throat, went for it in a big situation, I believe, in the fourth and goal. They ended up getting that touchdown. Then something wild that Virginia Tech did, ended up having a roughing the passer, which started Virginia at the 40-yard line in overtime. But then Virginia threw a pick to end the game right there, okay? And it reminded me when, if I'm not mistaken, in overtime, it might have been, who was it? I think it was Penn State who threw the turnover in overtime against Oregon if I'm not mistaken. So that was earlier in the year before Penn State went through the losing streak and got, had a real rough time. So overall, it was craziness from Duke winning the game in overtime. This is why it got crazy, because Duke is most likely not making the playoff, okay? James Madison just punched their ticket in with winning and having Duke lost. This is where chaos is going to happen. Could they still put Duke in? Maybe, because they have a resume of winning Power Four. All their wins are in the Power Four conferences, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and SEC, all that stuff. Those are the top four. And then, they beat Virginia, who's 17, who, if they would have won, they would have made the playoff. But again, the problem is James Madison and Tulane and North Texas were all ranked ahead of Duke. Duke wasn't even in the conversations for the playoff. I think people assumed they were going to lose, including myself probably. but Duke was going to make it close, and they ended up winning, of course. But it's shocking. So we're going to see. But I personally think I think the two teams that's going to make it within the 11th, 12th is obviously Tulane and then James Madison. And I think Duke is going to be obviously outside of it along with Boise State. But I'll say it like this too. I can't wait to see how college football is. There's some teams, obviously the top four is going to stay the top four most likely, with Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas Tech. BYU is most likely out. I'm a little debatable. I'm going to sleep on it and see what I think about Miami, Notre Dame, and Alabama. Talk about that in the next video. But overall, man, it was a great Saturday and Friday. Wild stuff on Saturday, Friday, man. Craziness. UNLV could have been in this conversation too, but Boise State beat them. And then, obviously I don't think Boise State and Duke is going to make the playoff. But I think both teams will be, and they're going to have to be discussing those two teams, I'm assuming. But I think it's going to be James Madison and Tulane. I think they're competitive teams, though. I think they know how to win. James Madison has been in winning situations for a little while. And then obviously Tulane, they have been good for a while too. So they're gonna make the bracket real mucky for whoever they play, 5th seed and 6th seed. I'm most likely saying that. I mean, could they be higher? I don't think so, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm pretty excited at how the games went today. Pretty exciting. Big updates, big breaking news stuff when it comes to that. Overall, it was fun. It was fun. Duke, at the end, Coach Diaz said they obviously should have made the playoffs. Makes sense. They should make the playoffs. And then obviously Texas said that a little while ago too. But overall, I can't wait to see how things go. There's a lot of things. I think it's going to be between 3 teams. There's other teams that had great years, obviously like Vanderbilt, but the 3 teams that's fighting for 2 spots is Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami. Real simple. And we're going to see how it goes, and I'm pretty excited about it. Again, man, please like the channel, man. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, obviously, like, sports, trying to get into, obviously, doing, I guess they, I don't know about mukbang, food reviews, trying to go to different places, eating, find different spots to eat, try them, get my honest take on them. I'm not perfect, but try to get my honest take. That's what I'm going to do in these videos as well. Try to talk about different things in terms of current events and stuff like that going into New Year. Hopefully, it's going to be fun though. Like, there's going to be a lot of good stuff happening on this channel. I hope y'all enjoy it for real, because I'm enjoying it. Getting better and better every day with it. I want to be better at it, and I think I will be, and hopefully I'm entertaining enough for y'all. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited to keep talking about the games too. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about, the rankings and how they went. Talk about those, talk about how those went, and then give my honest take on them when they happen. Also talk about it, one of the things so far right now I'm thinking about is, like, I don't know, it's kind of tough because, Alabama's in trouble. I don't know if they shouldn't make it because they did beat Georgia and they have a heck of a schedule. even though they lost to Florida State. I think they made up for it for how they played the schedule. But I think they put themselves in a bad situation. I think Miami's in trouble because they lost to 2 ranked teams. Okay? And Notre Dame ended up winning and only losing 2 close games, one to Miami, then the other to Texas A&M. So it's kind of, I'm not mad either way. I think Miami might be the one I have a tougher time putting in because of the 2 unranked loss, the 2 teams that were not ranked. One's Louisville and one's SMU. SMU got upset at even last week, California, when they could have made it instead of Duke. But that's where I'm at. I think it's kind of toss up. I think Notre Dame is I have Notre Dame probably making it. To me, is between Alabama and Miami for me. I think Notre Dame, one, I think you shouldn't be punished for scheduling tough teams and trying, right? Because they can only schedule what they can. And then some of the teams, like, they played, I guess they didn't turn out to be the best in the world. Pitt ended up being good. Was ranked at one point, obviously before losing to Miami. That same Pitt team ended up being Georgia Tech and stuff like that. But and they play some other teams that are not bad. Navy ended up is a good team too. Navy's a good team. They ended up beating Memphis and beating some solid teams in the conference. I believe they beat South Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I think they beat even South Florida as well. So I don't think Notre Dame's schedule was terrible. I don't think it was bad. And I think also they beat some teams that were probably supposed to be ranked higher, but didn't end up getting ranked higher too. So I can't, and they only lost a combined to Miami and to Texas A&M to combine of like 5 or 6 points. So I don't want to punish them for that, in my opinion. But I think it's between Alabama and Miami for me. So I think for me, and I think that it's gonna be tough. It's those 3 teams going to be talked about. But I think I'm pretty positive that James Madison and Tulane's going to make it, though. Tulane's going to make it for sure. And James Madison should make it. I don't see no other team behind them making it. The only other team maybe is Duke. Okay, because they got to put 5 conference champions in there, obviously, for sure. And the only 2 other logical ones would be Boise State and Duke, who are conference champions. But I think the 5th highest, 5 highest ranked champions, I think James Madison is going to be, they already ranked 25. They're going to move up significantly. And I think they're going to make it. It's obvious to me. So, there's no screw-ups, I think. We're not even going to play that game at all. I think it's going to be fine tomorrow. But it's going to be between Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami for 2 spots. And I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. What happens later on going in, because it's now, obviously. But later on, going into Sunday and stuff like that. Again, welcome back. My name is Isaiah Austin. Welcome back to the IDA Kings video production channel. Okay, please like the videos, like the channel, comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to know when I post and upload new videos. Thanks, man, and have a great one. Peace.